Right now on News 3, lawsuits have been officially filed following this summer's deadly explosion in Sun Prairie. The U.S. military has been ordered to withdraw troops from Afghanistan just days after the president ordered soldiers out of Syria. And later, as we enter the new year, why a local woman says when it comes to your health, you need to trust your gut.
This is News 3 at 10.
Thank you for joining us tonight. The widow of the firefighter who died and two firefighters who were injured in an explosion in Sun Prairie are filing lawsuits against companies believed to be involved. News 3 has obtained copies of those complaints, and Jamie Perez joins us with a closer look at what they include. Jamie?
That's right. Well, the three civil lawsuits were filed this morning against VC Tech, Bear Communications, USIC Locating Services, and WEC Energy Group. Now, Fire Captain Corey Barr was killed in that explosion, and his wife Abby, along with two firefighters, Greg Pavlik and Ryan Welch, are all filing charges. Welch and Pavlik filed personal injury lawsuits, and Barr filed a wrongful death lawsuit. The complaints say the businesses involved had a duty to act with due care and caution and breached those duties. The lawsuit suggests We Energies failed to properly report the gas leak and failed to shut off the gas quickly enough. They're alleging numerous safety failures. Barr, Welch, and Pavlik are seeking a sum of money that will reasonably compensate for economic and non-economic damages. In Barr's complaint in particular, it states the daughters suffered profound loss of his love, affection, care, attention, companionship, comfort, guidance, and protection. Corey Barr suffered damages including conscious pain and suffering, emotional distress, disability, medical expenses, and had he lived, he would have been entitled to bring this action. Now, all the companies involved have 45 days to respond to this lawsuit. We did reach out to all those companies. Only We Energies responded and said they do not comment on pending lawsuits. So we will be following this case, and we'll bring you the updates right here on WISC News 3.
Jamie Perez reporting tonight. Jamie, thank you. These explosions, these lawsuits rather, come the same day as we're seeing new video of the explosion. This is from an officer's dash cam. Police say no one is criminally responsible for the explosion. Chief Pat Anhalt said the gas leak and explosion was caused by extreme miscommunication between the companies involved in marking and drilling in the area. Investigators say the intersection was not marked properly, leading an employee with VC Tech to drill, causing a gas leak and explosion. New tonight, the U.S. military has been ordered to withdraw about half of the troops in Afghanistan. An official within the Defense Department says planning is already underway, and it could take months to remove the nearly 7,000 troops. The decision was made on Tuesday at the same time President Trump decided to withdraw the U.S. military from Syria. Those troop removals are not sitting well with everyone in the administration. Tonight, President Trump announced Secretary of Defense James Mattis will be stepping down from his position in late February. Mattis says he is staying until then to give the president time to pick a successor. Mattis is the sixth cabinet secretary to resign or be forced out since President Trump took office. We are about 24 hours away from a partial government shutdown. Tonight, the Republican-led House of Representatives passed a bill that would extend government funding until February 8th, and it includes $5.7 billion for the president's border wall. The move comes after President Trump said he won't sign a bill passed by the Senate yesterday, since it did not include money for the wall. However, the bill that passed tonight is not expected to clear the Senate. Wisconsin Governor-elect Tony Evers will announce additional cabinet appointments tomorrow at an event here in Madison. Yesterday, he introduced 4 of his picks for the departments of Administration, Natural Resources, Tourism, and Corrections. All 4 of those picks are from Milwaukee, which drew some criticism from Republicans. Let's get a check on your first alert forecast now. Here's meteorologist Dana Fulton out on the backyard weather patio. Hi, Dana.
Hey, so right now we do actually have a little bit of a mix falling for us. A few snowflakes, a few light raindrops, but not too much for us overnight. So it's nice just to have a little bit of moisture now rather than, of course, when everyone's traveling around during the day. Looking at our Doppler track, you can see in the last 3 hours, we've had this moisture kind of swirling around central and southern Wisconsin. Much of the rainfall over towards Milwaukee, but we do still have, again, those snowflakes swirling in Dane County, also in parts of Iowa and Sauk counties right now. Nothing that's going to accumulate. Our ground is just too warm for that. But you'll certainly notice it if you do have to step outside real quick. Right now we're close to 36 in Madison and in Janesville, about 35 for Lone Rock and 34 in Monroe. So everybody's sitting above that freezing mark after what was kind of a warm day. Afternoon highs in the low 40s for us. We should have been in the upper 20s. Wind speeds right now are just over 10 miles per hour at 12 miles per hour for us in Madison and in Janesville. Coming from the northwest, we're actually in for a bit of a breezy evening as our wind speeds are going to hover anywhere from 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tomorrow, plan on a bit of a windy day for your Friday afternoon. We are expecting our temperatures to continue to fall for us overnight, landing in the upper 20s as we head into tomorrow morning. And then throughout the day tomorrow, we'll still have that cloudy sky. Highs will be in the mid 30s. So it is going to be just a little cooler outside for us tomorrow, but our above average trend is going to carry us into Christmas. We'll take a closer look at your Christmas forecast in just a little bit.
Dana, thank you. New information tonight on a 3-vehicle crash this evening on the Beltline, leading to some major backups. Madison police say 2 people were taken to the hospital with minor injuries. A semi-truck cut off a vehicle which then spun into a third car. That third vehicle rolled onto its roof. All westbound lanes of the Beltline were closed for about 45 minutes while the scene was cleared. The Dane County Board of Supervisors discussed the Alliant Energy Center's new master plan and what it could mean for the community. The $300 million project would include an expanded exhibition hall and coliseum, as well as a hotel, apartments, and green space. It would cost taxpayers $90 million, with the rest being paid by private investment. According to the board, the return on investment would be more than just monetary.
That you invest in it, there will be a return in terms of net income for the campus, but also in terms of impact on the community. So we think it's a real opportunity.
The project is expected to generate $3 billion in spending and support 1,400 full-time jobs. Wisconsin's unemployment rate is at or below 3% for a record 10th month in a row. Today, the State Department of Workforce Development says Wisconsin's unemployment rate was 3% in October, the same as the previous 3 months. The state added nearly 10,000 private sector jobs between October and November. Tomorrow is the 50th anniversary of the launch of Apollo 8. Apollo 8 was the first manned spacecraft to orbit the moon on a 6-day journey. It left Earth, reached the moon, orbited it, and then returned safely to Earth. Astronaut Bill Anders took the now famous photograph of Earthrise, which shows Earth and parts of the moon's surface taken from lunar orbit during the mission. In Rock County, a class ring has been returned to its owner after being lost for 26 years. Mike Morris found the ring at a park in Janesville while he was using his metal detector. He had been trying to find its owner for over a year, but hadn't been able to do so until the two connected yesterday. The owner says he considered it gone forever.
I believe in Christmas miracles. This is part of one. And if anybody can't see that, then, well, that's their problem.
The two men say they now plan on keeping in touch with one another. Well, today was the last day to get cards and packages in the mail to make sure they arrive before Christmas. You can send things through Priority Mail Express, but things sent this way have to be in the mail by Saturday, and it will cost you more. The U.S. Postal Service says staff members are working 24/7 to make sure items get to their final destinations. A local brewery is tapping into Wisconsin's cranberry industry. Capital Brewery just released its cranberry wheat ale this afternoon. It is made from cranberries grown right here in Wisconsin. Capital Brewery is also the home of the Kegmas tree, which features more than 200 kegs in the beer garden. Check this out. This Christmas display up in Weston is just outside of Wausau. And it's no surprise, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation is one of their favorite movies. It includes just about every little detail: the Christmas tree on the roof of the car, including the roots, the burnt out saucer, the old Winnebago, and of course, Cousin Eddie. Still ahead tonight, winter officially begins tomorrow and it will be cooling down. Your forecast is straight ahead. And when it comes to your health, why a local woman says you need to trust your gut. Her story in our News 3 exclusive next. As we approach the start of 2019, a lot of us are probably going to make a commitment to refocus on our health. And sometimes prioritizing that means trusting your gut and asking more questions. That's the message Ellie Feldman wants to share. Susan Simon has her story.
I was born about a mile from here in the Vilas neighborhood.
Everything was falling into place for Ellie Feldman. Her own home, her rescue dog Charlie, and a successful real estate business.
I went to Franklin Randall Hamilton West High School, graduated from UW with a business degree, and started in real estate then.
Ellie works full-time and never had a health problem. So when she started feeling tired at 25, it was unusual.
I started going to the doctor and getting blood work done because I was so tired and I really wanted to find answers.
So you didn't just think it was your life. You thought maybe something was not right.
Yeah, I thought maybe hormones or thyroid, something was going on because I felt like I was too young to be that tired.
Over and over again, the blood work showed nothing was wrong.
I started noticing if I had like a glass of wine or a cocktail, I would get like severe jaw pain. Sometimes it was in my back and my neck too. It was just this like achy pain.
A thyroid ultrasound is what finally revealed Ellie's lymph nodes were enlarged.
They put me in the CT scanner and within a half hour or so of getting home, I had a call from my primary care, and she said, "We think you have lymphoma."
But what was your reaction?
I think I couldn't believe it. I started pacing. I kept thinking, like, this can't be happening to me. How is this happening to me? What am I going to do? How am I going to find out what it is? Am I going to have chemo? Am I going to survive? I mean, I felt scared.
Ellie was diagnosed with stage 2A Hodgkin lymphoma, a cancer affecting 8,000 people a year.
Hodgkin lymphoma is a specific type of lymphoma, which is a cancer of the immune system.
Dr. Christopher Fletcher is Ellie's oncologist at the UW Carbone Cancer Center.
Predominantly, these are going to be young patients, but there is actually what we call a bimodal distribution, which is a very scientific way of saying it happens to people who are very young and then 60 and up.
Dr. Fletcher says the diagnosis in healthy young people like Ellie often leads to confusion, but with the right treatment, patients have a lot of success.
I try to be careful and not use the word that this is a good cancer, right, for an individual that's going through it. That doesn't feel like a good thing.
I was there when she got the call from her doctor, and we were out. She was out on the porch pacing back and forth, so I joined her, and I'm very good at pacing as well, so we paced back and forth together.
If the Feldman name sounds familiar, Ellie is Michael Feldman's daughter.
I'm very proud of her, and I actually feel better about myself and my life, and that if something like this happens to me, I can deal with it. You know.
The Madison radio personality has been by his daughter's side, making her laugh and admiring her courage.
I know this much about Ellie, is that she has situations where things seem to be going all the way down. You can do what you always do. You are so confident at dealing with these situations that you find yourself in where you feel like, you know, I don't know what to do. But you really do know her competence is amazing.
As a way to help others and herself, Ellie is sharing her cancer journey on social media.
I'm someone that when I'm going through something hard, I like to reach out to others for support, and I feel less alone.
In regular updates, she shares her feelings and her discoveries, like the cold cap that's saving her hair.
The best thing about the cold capping is that I don't have to walk around looking like a cancer patient to other people.
Absolutely.
No.
Halfway through her treatment now, Ellie is thankful she trusted her gut.
I felt really lucky that I found it, and I found it when I did. So the narrative in my head this whole time has been, I'm so lucky.
When will you be done? Do you have it marked on your calendar?
Yes.
What's the date?
February 25th or 26th. Right before my 28th birthday is March 2nd. So.
Oh, that's going to be the best birthday present ever.
I'm going to have a screw cancer and happy 28th birthday party, I think, in March. So.
The Leukemia and Lymphoma Society has an active chapter in Madison, and we have a link and more information on our website, channel3000.com. And let's join meteorologist Dana Fulton in the Weather Center with a look at our first alert forecast. Hi, Dana.
Hey, it's a little cloudy for us right now and a little wet outside for some areas, not everyone. We have these speckled showers and a few snowflakes also for central and southern Wisconsin. Much of the rainfall closer to Milwaukee. We're also seeing again that snowfall parts of Dane County over into Iowa and Sauk County. Much of Grant County right now looks fairly dry for us. A lot of this is just some light showers outside, not going to accumulate too much of anything as our temperatures are still so warm on the ground for us right now. As the front continues to move east, bringing just a little more moisture into the area over the next few hours, not ruling out the chance up until about midnight to still see these isolated showers move through. We'll stay cloudy overnight. That's not going to change for us. And our next opportunity for some moisture really isn't going to move in until maybe Saturday afternoon, if not Monday evening. So cloudy for us overnight. These shower chances just slide right on out of here. Overnight lows will be dropping to the upper 20s to start off your Friday. And by Friday afternoon, thankfully, we're going to get just a little bit of clearing from west to east. Plan on those clouds to just shift out of here. We'll get a little sun in the afternoon for the western side of the state. Even get a nice sunset for us in Madison. Afternoon highs will be close to freezing for us throughout the area. Unfortunately, those clouds build back in as we head into Saturday, looking at a partly cloudy start and then clouds building in throughout the afternoon. We may see a few isolated flurry spots for Saturday, a pretty slim chance for us though. Looking ahead, of course, to Monday and Tuesday, the main focus is right now. As we get through Monday, the clouds are going to build back in, looking at a mostly cloudy sky for our Christmas Eve. Rudolph definitely will be necessary because Monday night and heading into Tuesday morning, we do have the chance to have some light flurries. Not a major snow event. Notice right along the Illinois and Wisconsin border, we may even get a little bit of freezing drizzle for us early Tuesday morning. Much of this clears out by noon and later on in the evening if you even have any later Christmas plans. Still cloudy, but not expecting any sort of moisture, which is good, of course, for anyone traveling back home late on Christmas. As far as temperatures go, we're looking at afternoon highs to be close to 32. So right at that freezing line for us with just that flurry chance in the morning and then throughout the day, mix of clouds and sun. And backing up through the last several years, that puts us a little closer to average than what we've seen in the past. Well below average. And then a few warm stretches there for a while. Heading through the next several days, that 6 to 10 day outlook, it looks like we're going to stay a little warmer and then that trend shifts east and we have a cool down on the way for us. Downtown right now actually looks fairly lovely outside after a high of 42 today. Overnight, again, we're falling close to 28, tomorrow 34, and we're going to stay in the low 30s through the weekend and into Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. That flurry chance is really for Monday and Tuesday, a little warm up for the middle of the week. Then we're looking at that cooling trend heading into New Year's Eve. Already talking about 2019, believe it or not, heading into the end of the year.
All right, Dana, thanks so much. The Badgers will have a new starting quarterback when they play in the Pinstripe Bowl next week. That story coming up in sports.
Jack Cohn will be the Badgers' starting quarterback in the Pinstripe Bowl as Alex Hornibrook continues to deal with concussion symptoms. What's significant about that is it'll be Cohn's 5th game of the year, meaning he won't be able to redshirt and save a year of his eligibility. In any case, Cohn will get his 4th start of the season against the Hurricanes next Thursday. Here's head coach Paul Christ on Hornibrook's health and Cohn's promotion.
You know, Alex did really participate in a couple weeks of the bowl practices, and then kind of had some reoccurring occurrences, and you know, going Jack, and one of the things that we talked about with Jack beginning of the season was that, you know, as he goes, and we wouldn't play him in kind of times when the game was decided, and you know, every time that he's played, the game's been in the balance, and this is one more great opportunity for him, and to be able to start.
When asked about Alex Hornibrook's long-term football prognosis, Chris said it's just too early to know with concussion systems. They just try to do all they can to get information, but you just take it day to day and week to week. Aaron Rodgers had another full participation practice today in Green Bay, but Randall Cobb, Kenny Clark, and Jason Spriggs didn't practice at all as the Packers prepare to play the New York Jets Sunday at noon. Only 2 Packers were selected to the Pro Bowl rosters, quarterback Aaron Rodgers and wide receiver Davante Adams. For Adams, it's his 2nd Pro Bowl, but the first time he's been selected. He was an injury replacement last year, and Adams says that Pro Bowl selection is a big deal to him.
I was excited, definitely excited. I mean, obviously I worked really hard to be in the position I am, to, you know, obviously do a lot and contribute a lot for this football team. So, I mean, football is cliche, but football is the most team sport that there is. So. If Dave and Corey not handling what they're doing, and obviously A-Rod and what he's doing for me, none of it is possible. So, huge blessing, obviously.
The Badger men's basketball team plays Grambling Saturday morning at the Kohl Center. The players are just finishing their first semester finals, and head coach Greg Gard notices that his team is slowly getting back to normal.
I can tell they're not as cloudy, not as giddy, not as squirrely maybe as what they were earlier in the week. But you could tell the difference. I could tell even in the last week, before we played Savannah State, that it was starting to set in. We call it the finals fog. Yeah, the fog was coming in.
It's not every day you get the #1 ranked and #4 ranked boys basketball teams in the state playing each other, but that's what we had in New Glarus tonight as #1 in Division 4 New Glarus hosts 4th ranked Darlington. First half, Darlington's Matthew Douglas with the deep 3 for the lead, and the Redbirds are up 3. Later on, a little shaky pass by Darlington, and New Glarus' Zach Feller gets the loose ball, takes it all the way to the hoop for the score. The Glarner Knights take the lead, but Darlington turns things around in the second half. The Redbirds kind of accidentally find Matthew Douglas again. It's another wide open 3. Final score, #4 Darlington 70, #1 New Glarus 64, and we'll be right back.
Okay, that snow we're not going to be seeing here.
No, as pretty as it was, of course, we're not planning on that at all. In fact, temperatures are actually looking to stay a little above average for us in the low 30s heading into this weekend. The chance to see maybe a few flurries on Saturday and potentially Christmas Eve into Christmas Day early in the morning. Just some light flurries possible for us. Not really expecting any sort of accumulating snowfall over the next several days. And then as we head to the middle of next week after travel is all done for Christmas, we're talking about some rainfall coming through.
All right, thank you. Thank you for joining us. Do something good, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.
Making plans that are weather dependent? Get an accurate 12-hour, even a 10-day forecast. Download the Channel 3000 First Alert Weather app and start planning.